Hello guys, Wahoo here, back in another video. This time around we are gonna do Bunfest. Of course, it is Easter, so happy Easter to everybody out there. It's a very simple quest line. It's something we have done before, not really anything super new under the sun with this one, but we do got 12 steps of a Bunfest guide we do have to get through. And of course also we do have the 14 days of doing those daily adventures, of course, so make sure you do it on Saturdays so you can get that double XP potion and such. So a lot of ways to doing these small quests here, especially also 10 cash chests is pretty awesome indeed. But yeah, usually the same as we are used to, so I don't want to make this intro way too long, but yes, 12 steps, and we're gonna start out with step number 1. All right, so for step number 1, all we have to do is show up in the hub, and we're gonna go to the event area right over there. So we got the old Pavillion, I think that's how it says. Pavillion, well, you know, oui, bonjour. I'm not French at all. I don't know how to speak it at all. Somebody's going crazy with their Shadow Hunter, but all you have to do is go inside and you're going to talk to Sir Qubesly, and we are going to complete step number 1. Pretty simple, pretty easy to complete step number 1. So yeah, just go to the hub, talk to Qubesly, and you are done with step number 1. And you can head into step number 2. All right, guys, so for step number 2, all you have to do is go out there and hunt some eggs. These are can be very hard to see, especially in the Geo topside. I do have a mod that changed it to being dark, but that's not really because of the the event. It's more that I just don't like all that red. But as you can see, this egg right here, it's very, very small. There might also be some mods for it you can find on PC. But what you do is that you just find these small ones. They're kind of hard to see. I went to Geo topside because I felt like that had the most of them, but they should be in both Fey Forest, Medieval Highlands, Candoria, Forbidden Spires, and then again Geo topside. And this is where I went. I feel like this is where I last year found the most of these, but they are scattered all over the place. And yeah, you just have to run around and find these. And I also feel like they kind of go in groups for some reason, like not like groups, but like they're kind of you find one and then there's not like there's some around as well. I don't think that's intended. I think this is random and just kind of something I've been, you know, thinking in my brain. But anyways, that is how you are going to get those 3 eggs. Just go to Geo topside or any of the other ones that I talked about and find these eggs as well. But if you can't go to Geo topside, definitely get it there. Again, it could be a little bit hard to see if it's all red and the eggs are red, but yeah, you know, that could be an option. So anyways, find those 3 eggs, very small, but doable, only 3 of them, so pretty simple to do. And you can head into step number 3. All right, so for step number 3, you have to defeat 25 Eggmen. And how are you going to find these Eggmen? Well, you have to go to Candoria, and the one that has the most Candoria is, of course, Candoria right over here. You can find it in other places as well. I do suggest that you just use your usually, you know, grinding whatever you do in one of the prime worlds and go there and farm whatever you can, because if you do go here, this is where the most people are going to be, because people want to get it done as fast as possible. So if you can wait a couple of days, you are of course going to do so. You can see there's plenty of people talking in chat right now. It's good that I'm making a guide, guys. You can already watch it on YouTube almost as soon as I do it. So no need to ask a bunch of people, just watch the video, right? But anyways, these Eggmen, they basically just look like men that are have legs and are egg person, whatever. As you can see, this guy doesn't even know where I am because of so many people. So you do have to just run around, and they are all over the, you know, floor, and you do have to have a little bit of patience because again, it is pretty laggy right now. And again, people talking about how they are going to see. I even killed an enemy all the way over there. So anyways, yeah, you do 25 of these, and I can see there's one more guy right over here. If the area is completed, as you can see right here, if I open up my inventory, if you see right up here, it is explored. Chances are that people have gotten all the Eggmen there, so don't try to go too crazy. Try to find an area that, you know, has it, or try to go to a new world if you can, and then see if you can find some Eggmen there. But it's only 25, and you can see it goes pretty quick if there is not, you know, that much rubber banding. And you could do it pretty quickly. As you can see right here, I'm already up on 9. And yeah, of course, it'd also be a place where you can actually defeat the things, and you can go defeat all that. So I'm gonna move on here from get my last 15, and we can see you guys in step number 4. Alright, so for step number 4, you have to defeat King Egon. And how are you going to defeat this guy? You are just going to go to Candoria. Unfortunately, you have to be in Candoria still. But again, I would just suggest that you go on your merry way. And at some point, you are just going to find it doing your daily grind, wherever you're doing it. And you are going to complete this step like you did the other one as well. But you find one of these egg dungeons, as you can see right here. There's a very nice egg dungeon right here. They are all over the place. Like there is regular dungeons and such, but you are going to find these egg dungeons. The way you are going to find it is that you are going to go on top of this one, and unfortunately somebody, you know, of course completed this one, but right over here it should say, now that the objective is completed, it should say defeat King Egon as well. And you can see it's, even though me standing still, it's pretty laggy, so I try my best to get this as fast as possible to you guys, but there's a bunch of people doing it already. So, but it should say King Egon. Let me see if I can't find another one for you guys so you can actually see it, but you probably get the gist. But let me just show you really quick what it actually is supposed to look like. Alright, so I did find another dungeon, and as you can see right here, it does say here, now my face is in the way, amazing, so let me just kick that out. King Egon right here, as you can see, so you basically just run this egg dungeon as well. Just of course do it right here. We're gonna do it as fast as possible. I actually don't know if you can actually bomb these eggs. Usually they can't, and of course it's gonna be a little bit of a nightmare because there's gonna be some rubber banding, but we'll try to get here. And then there is King Egon, and then you defeat the dungeon, and that is gonna complete you step number 4, and we can head into step number 5. Alright, so for step number 5, all we have to do is defeat 5 Bunfest Delve bosses. And how you are going to do that is by going to the hub, and you go here to the Bunfest station, and under here you got Steppers gateways, and you can use any of these as you want. You just have to go there, defeat 5 bosses. Pretty simple, but how are you going to make the gateways? That is the main issue of this one, is to get the of course gateways. And you can use, like I said, any of these, but I'm just gonna go with the Buntobia one. Of course you need some chocolate. You need a little bit more chocolate for the last one. Also you need a rare one of these, but I'll talk about that. But I'm just gonna go with this one, Bunfest chocolate. Of course you get that from going to Candoria and doing the egg dungeons, and also the egg hunts. And the egg hunts are basically small dungeons. You can see the map. It's just like regular dungeons, but what you do is that you activate it, and then you run around in like the different platforms. It's pretty simple to see, but you see the different platforms. They look very, very Easter-ish, very egg looking, basically. Not like egg, like the eggs, but like it's very Easter themed. So you jump around on the pads, and you see there's different eggs. You defeat them. They are basically very glowy, and then they drop chocolate for you. So that's the best way to get chocolate. Also, if you need it for the refined chocolate, for of course for the mount and the costume and such for later on. But we need it here, so we're just gonna have a raw chocolate, and that's gonna be right here. So you get it from that. So just do that. Over time, you are gonna get a bunch of it. The Bunfest tokens are of course the ones you get from the previous steps when you did the previous steps. So keep those to make one of these. And then we come to the uncommon memories, and there's also a rare one, as I said right here, and these are from the mementos. Basically that's a Pokemon game. You can also get them, I'll show you guys that as well from another place, but basically it's from the Pokemon game. So basically when you do delves, sometimes they drop like sort of a different kind of token, not token but trophies, not as you do, the ones you can put on, walls and stuff or whatever in Trove, but these basically drop as like kind of their essence, if you could call it like that. So sounds very barbaric in some way, but you have to collect them all. That's why it's the Pokemon game, to get all these memories. They give like 5, 10, I think maybe up to 20 mastery points or something like that for like the really rare ones and stuff like that, but usually common like 5 to 10 mastery points, so it's not really a big deal. And there's also a tome now you can actually get this from, so if you do get pretty high on the mastery, you can get this tome right here, and that one is actually going to drop you 3 tokens randomly, and some of them are going to be some you want and some you already have, or something you don't want or whatever, and those you can loot collect, and then you can get some of these memories as well, also the rare ones in the same case. But if you don't, have access to any of these, if you are a completely new player, you can also do it in a different way, where you actually go to the marketplace, you put in gate, or gateway for that matter, but you put in gate, and then there are going to be these gateways down here, and these, if you loot collect these, some of them, I don't have a complete spreadsheet on which ones it's going to be, so as you can see, they're not super expensive. You can see some of them are, but then you get 30 of them, so you can, loot collect one of them and, sell it back. But let's say you just want to buy this one, and then you can see when you loot collect it, it is, basically locked, but then you can see these guys give the rare ones though, and there's probably some of them that are going to give some of the uncommon ones. But if you can't really find any of them, I wouldn't recommend you keep buying these on the marketplace. If you do get one that's rare, just farm that extra chocolate and then do that other one as well. It doesn't really matter as well, but then that's the way you are going to get it. Maybe you already have some lying in your inventory, because these are not tradable. These memories are not tradable, but the other thing, the gateways are, so you can loot collect those to get them. But if you have some around, well, you just go ahead and craft that as well. So pretty simple. So next thing is, of course, the inner geode, and inner geode, of course, you can also loot collect some gateways to get inner geode. They also now sometimes loot collect into 5 to 10 inner geode, but if you just go there into delves and you actually do 1 or maybe 2 floors of delves, then you will have enough inner geode. This is pretty common to get, so you should be pretty able to get 10 of these, because you only need to do 1 craft of this one to get it, because you can just put it at a very low starting point, and then you can just do the bosses like that. Or you can do it as I would recommend, you just do it on Monday and you do your regular delves as you would have done normally, and then you can defeat the bosses as well in one of these. So just do this one instead of doing your regular one, and then you complete this step basically just by doing what you normally do. So that's pretty super awesome, amazing, and fantastic anyway. So but that's how you're gonna get it. That's how you're gonna get the chocolate, the tokens, the memories, and the inner geode as well. So go to the marketplace, buy some of these as I showed, some of the gateways, get some of the inner geode as well, and then you are good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft this one, and then I am gonna go to do the delves, and I'll show you guys on me killing 5 bosses, I guess. Alright, so for step number 6, we have to do one of these egg hunts. So I went to Candoria, as you can see right here. I am in a Candoria area, and right behind me is one of these egg hunts, and they just look like dungeons. If you see here right on the map, if I zoom in, you can see it's right behind me. Well, basically it's right over there. You can see right here. It looks like a dungeon. It feels like a dungeon. It is a dungeon. No, it's not really like the same dungeon, but I'll show you guys what it basically is. Is that you jump down right here, as you can see, and then there is this thing you activate, the bounty, and then they spawn these eggs here, and what you do is just attack them, and these are going to drop you chocolate as well. So this is a very, very nice way to get chocolate. So this would probably be the main way to get chocolate, so doing egg dungeons, of course. And you can do this with other people as well, so you can complete it a little bit faster. So basically there is a timer. You can't see it for my big face, but there is basically a timer. There's 25 eggs you can collect, but it doesn't matter if you collect them all or not. But there is 25 eggs, and usually you cannot get all of them unless you are in a party with the time you have. Unless you know where they all spawn at the same time, but it's random when they are where they are going to spawn and when they are going to. But you don't have to, defeat any of the eggs, if you know what I mean. Like you can just let the timer run out, and you basically, get the reward anyway. So hopefully I can get a little bit more. So yeah, there's also a few cupcakes around. So just defeat all of it, and I have 3 seconds left. Let's see if I can find any of them. Nope. It didn't happen. There we go. And then completes the step as well. So now it's done. Basically, now you can see on the map, now it is done. And you have to run around and find yourself another one to get yourself some chocolate. But it's a very nice way to get chocolate, besides, of course, also the delves and such. But basically, it's just a dungeon. Really simple, pretty easy. So run around, find these, and it always looks like these. They always looks like this. So go ahead and find these and do them. And if you want to farm chocolate, also very nice way to do it as well. So anyways, that was step number 6. Now we get into step number 7. All right, so for step number 7, we have to complete 2 daily quests. So we are back in the hub, and now there is 3 NPCs behind the main guy, of course, our Qubesly, and so they give us 3 different quests. Doing the egg dungeons, we talked about those before. Those are dungeons in Candoria that look like big eggs. That's how you do those, 3 of those, and you're done with that one. One of the egg hunts, as we just did in the previous step, just do 1 of those. And then of course also find the hidden eggs as we did in step number 2. You know, just go to, you know, Geo's top side or any basically where else, and you are going to find these hidden eggs. These are these small tiny eggs that you can find all the way around, that you just have to attack one time, and you can do that as well. So basically it's what we've done so far with these ones. Super simple, super easy, and this is something you should do every single day if you do want to get some of this stuff in here, because these recipes right here does not require you to get in your tokens, but there is refined chocolate, as you can see right here. This one does require the tokens as well. So yeah, for converting, you know, our raw chocolate into the refined chocolate, we do have to use the Bunfest token. So those are very important to use. So make sure you do a daily quest every single day. There's also more from the quest itself, quest line, of course, and then of course you craft some of these as well, so you can get some of these ones here. I'll talk about these things as well as this one right here in the end of the video. So if you want to see that, me breaking down these things and if they're worth it or not to you get, so check that out at the end of the video. But that's step number 7. I'm just gonna go do my daily, so I'll see you guys in step number 8. All right, so for step number 8, we just have to make a donation. So if you go back here to the hub and go to the Bunfest station, right here it says donate chocolate. It's gonna cost you 50 chocolate, and you are gonna have a chance of getting some tokens and stuff like that, but I would not suggest you do that because, well, if you are in dire need, then of course, but I would just rather do the, you know, whatever quest there is, daily quest, until you have enough what you need. But yeah, you do have to do a donation for this one. As you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and craft, see if I get anything, and we did not. We did not get anything at all. Of course, we got the token for completing the step itself, but yes, that's step number 8. Just go ahead and donate. But again, as you can see, I didn't get anything by the 50 chocolate that I used, so I'm now only down to now 250. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest you do that very much, but if you have an abundance of it, go ahead and spend it all, especially when you get to the end, like the last day or whatever. Just go ahead and spend all you can, of course, because it's gonna go away the next day. So anyways, that was step number 8. Let's go to step number 9. And we're back with step number 9. We just left off with step number 8. So for step number 9, all we have to do is open our leaderboards. That's going to be super simple. For me, it is bound to K. So when I open that one up, it's going to complete the step. So very simple. I don't know if there's, because there is some contests in here. Maybe there's some daily contests. Oh yeah, there's the Bunfest one where you actually get some tokens. What am I? Oh, 64. Oh, it wasn't 69. That was pretty fun. But yeah, you do get some trophies and some eggs and stuff like that. There is some ranks. Okay, so there is a score. So if you do something during Bunfest, during the one day, you do get this mystery event-ish thing. If you are ranked top 1000, you are going to get 3 of these. And then you're also going to get some of these bountiful bounties. I'm not sure what these are, but pretty sure it's going to be not too hard to get that one, but people are probably going to, you know, get up there pretty quick. So yeah, these are ranks, but do something and then you get at least get this one. So it is 22 hours, of course, for this one. But yeah, that was step number 9. We can now head into step number 10. And we're on with step number 10. We are just left off with step number 9. So now we're doing step number 10. We do have to talk to an NPC here. Lepora, is that? I don't know if that's I was just gonna call Lep. They talk to Lep right over here in the hub. So we're still in the hub and the NPC is right over here. So just go ahead and chat with this one as well. Oh, so it is going to give us some sort of bunny phone drone. Okay, that's pretty cool. It is going to cost us refined chocolates, 36 of these. So we trade chocolate. It says trade chocolate with her, but that's the next step. Okay, pretty insane. We'll see what that's gonna be all about. But anyways, that was step number 10, to just talk to Lep, and we can move on to step number 11. All right, so for step number 11, we do have to trade some refined chocolate to Lep, as I talked about before. So of course, the way you get refined chocolate, I talked about it before, but basically what you do is you farm a bunch of raw chocolate from, you know, egg dungeons, from Egghunt in Candoria, also doing the delves and stuff like that. So the raw chocolate is not that hard to come by. Golden souls, you can of course get that, of course, when you know, go out there and mine. You know, that sometimes you're gonna get some golden souls, or you can get them from the marketplace. Cinnabar is of course from the Forbidden Spires, but you can also get that off the marketplace. Flux is flux, basically. But the tokens are what is gonna hold you back, because I haven't spent any of my tokens, so I'm on 11 tokens right now. If you were lucky and when you donated in previous step and you got a token, then you can actually complete this step right now, because you need 12 tokens to complete this step, basically, because she wants 36 of these, and you get 3 per craft. So of course you need the raw chocolate, of course, but that's no, you can farm as much as you want on this, but it is going to be time gated a little bit with the tokens. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to wait until tomorrow when I can do the daily quest again, and of course get some more raw chocolate, but have enough tokens, because you need 12 of them, because you get 3 per craft, and that's going to be 36 until you can get to this one as well. So step number 12, just to say it right now, because I am going to make a 12th step as well, but the thing is that you just have to return to Qubesly. Spoiler alert, you just have to return to that. So it's not really a big deal. So I just looked into it because I wanted to know if there was a big step I had to explain to you guys, but you know, step number 12 is just going to be that. So I will make a step 12, but it's going to be just like, hey, return to Qubesly. But that's why I'm not like completing this, because I could donate, keep donating, farm more of chocolate, but then I don't know when I'm gonna get a token. If I'm lucky, then I definitely have to farm a bunch more of the raw chocolate to have enough for this one, because it is gonna be a craft for this one. As you can see right here, I can only make 8 right now because I don't have enough raw chocolate, but I could farm that, no problem, but it is the tokens that are holding me back. So basically what that's going to happen is that you are going to do so. And I don't know what this phone is going to do, if it has any sort of function or whatever it has. I'll make a separate video, of course, if it's something significant, but for now we can get a drone. Maybe it helps us get more chocolate, more raw chocolate, I don't know. Or maybe something else is going to open up, we'll see in the future. But yeah, that is something we're going to see, but I just wanted to show you guys this one. So again, just wait, you know, by doing this, you know, do your daily ones, and then you have enough for doing this one as well. It does sucks a little bit that you do have to use 36 of the you know, refined chocolate to, you know, get this quest step done, because some of this stuff here is pretty awesome, and you do need like 75 of this, and also 60, and also again 50 of this one, and for this one as well 75. So pretty much a lot of refined chocolate we do have to farm. Well, I'll talk about that after step number 12. So get your raw chocolate and you are done with step number 11, and we can head into step number 12. All right, so step number 12, I just explained sort of it in step number 11, but you do have to get this one. It's a little bit time gated to do this step number 11. So, but for step number 12, all you have to do is go back to Sir Qubesly and talk to him again, and that's gonna complete your step number 12. So it's pretty simple, it's pretty easy step. That's why I haven't done step number 11, because I don't want to go ahead and do a bunch of donating and then lose all my chocolate and never getting a token and then can't complete it, because I'm only missing 1 token though, but it can be random. I hope it would be super nice if I've gotten that token when you had to donate chocolate and get a token there. That'd be super awesome. But yeah, that's just how it goes, I guess. That's just how the world works. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish this tomorrow, but I want to get you guys, of course, the video today, so I'm just explaining how it's all gonna pan out. Before we end the video, I do want to talk about the mastery stuff that is in this one. So if you want to hang out with that, that's super awesome. That's coming up right now. So yeah, lastly here we got the mastery stuff, and it's worth getting for you guys. And it totally is. It's totally worth getting all of these. Like, it only says 70 mastery points for the costume, but it is a costume, and usually we don't get a lot of costumes, so that is just super awesome. It's only 70 mastery points, but usually you also get a hat style with it, which is sometimes 10 mastery points and stuff like that. The costume is super awesome. I think it actually is this one. I'm not sure, or it's one that looks a little bit different, but it's pretty cool. It is for the Vanguardian actually, so super cool. And it's pretty simple, you know, you just get your, you know, robotic salvage, and of course the refined chocolate. I talked about that before. It's right here, the recipe. Get a bunch of raw chocolate, of course, from Candoria, the tokens, do your daily quest, and then get the rest of it. Of course, the golden souls and sandbar from the marketplace, or go farm it if you want to do. It is Tuesday, right? So just go ahead and do that as well. So definitely worth it with the costume. Of course, the mount usually, is that a good mount or a bad mount? Like, it doesn't really do anything, right? But if it's a good mount, it's 100 mastery points. If it's a bad mount, it's 50. And this is a 100 mastery point mount, so it's definitely worth getting. It is a 60 of these refined chocolate ones, but it is what it is. It is worth for the amount of mastery points you do get as well. Then we have the ally. The ally is not a good one. It's an average one because sometimes you can get 10 mastery points out of it, or sometimes you get 20, or sometimes you get 50. If you get 50, it's totally worth it. This one is 20, so it's not really worth versus the mastery points you get out of it, but it does have that yellow text, and as you can see, critical hits have a chance to pull in nearby enemies. I don't know how much the range is for pulling them in, but it is a very nice, cool, amazing, never seen before yellow text we're getting. So I definitely think it's worth getting this one as well. Not for the mastery points, but for the functionality of it. It's super awesome. And yes, critical hits, you know, if you don't have 100% crit, and you know, then you basically have, if you have 50%, it's like half the time it has a chance. So it's a chance upon a chance. But if you do have 100% crit, like most, for example, Shadowhunter has, and you crit all the time and you shoot very, very fast, then the chance might be going up. Like, you do have a 100% chance to have a chance to pull them in, right? So you're basically getting from the critical hit, you will have 100% doing it. So we don't know what the chance is to pull them in, but it could be very cool, and I think it's a very functional one. The stats on it is not amazing in all, but it could be something for functionality. I definitely think you should get it, because down the road, maybe it's something you want to have, or it's something going to be super meta, and you're going to have to want it or use it, and you should definitely get it, I think. And it's only 50. It's 50 though, but yeah, still. Then we also have the Del recipes down here. We do of these ones too here. For example, these ones are not really usually worth it. These mementos give a little bit of mastery, but usually it's not worth it. I would get them if you have like a lot of chocolate. If you farm this event a lot, then of course you should get these, because it is mastery and it's not going to be back before next year. So definitely get it if you have an abundance of it, but you should definitely get this stuff up here first, and also this mount as well, this butterflake, I think it's called. This is also a 100 mastery mount as well. As you can see, it does cost you some of these rare ones, but we talked about getting these rare memories. You can just buy them off the marketplace. You can get a bunch of them there. Inner Jude is, of course, from the Delves. And then, of course, it costs you 75 refined chocolate. But again, it is worth it because of the because of the 100 mastery points you do get from it as well. And then, of course, these ones as well over here. Not super worth it, but these can also be, if you don't have them, I have them. But yeah, these are not worth it for the mastery points. So you shouldn't get these. Rather get this one, depending on this. So definitely this stuff up here, definitely these two things first, and then definitely this one, and then you can look into the allies, this one being first of that one, and then these ones as well. And then you should probably look into all of this as you can get through all of it. There's a lot of things to farm, so definitely check that stuff out. It's gonna take a while. There's plenty of stuff to, of course, the old stuff we haven't, and we have to see what the phone is for, but we'll see when I complete that step tomorrow, and I'll make a separate video if it's something super amazing that you should get as soon as possible. But I would definitely do the daily quest today and also tomorrow and stuff like that, so you're all prepared to get them. And if you are lucky and getting a donation and you get one of the tokens, super awesome, amazing. But that was the video. That was the guide video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, viewing, all that stuff, and I will basically see you in the next one. So thank you so much for watching, and happy Easter. See you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.